Hello and welcome to Frank's School. This would be the 18th day of Advent, my 89th day this year. I want to begin with a couple apologies. I'm sorry about the end of yesterday. I went up and shut the camera off. You see my hand. I usually cut that off. I don't know what happened, but as I said way back at the first year, I don't do retakes. This is like, what do you call it, reality television. So I'm sorry about the end. Another thing, as in the diagram, the subordinating conjunction as, it should have been gone to this simple predicate in the subordinate clause. I had it going to the subject. That was wrong. Another thing, the link I gave you with Eva Lint and René Fuller, I think is his last name, it doesn't work in Germany. It's not available. It's blocked. I'm sorry. I have a lot of people that are German that watch this too. I hope that they can find some way to hear that, because that really is just gorgeous. I used the symbol from typing. Sorry about that. Now, going on to today, the name of the carol is In Dulce Jubilo. In Dulce Jubilo. This is Latin. This is and I should have said this is originally this is macaronic. But first, In Dulce Jubilo. When you pronounce Latin, an I has a sound of E. This is In Dulce Jubilo, in sweet jubilation, in sweet joy. The English is the translation that's so common that I'll use is, in America anyway, is Good Christian Men Rejoice. It's attributed to Heinrich Zeuss. He was a German mystic. Look at this year, 1328. This is medieval, and a German mystic. You really almost have to go back into the Middle Ages to have that idea of a mystic. According to the story, he heard the words from angels, and then he joined with the angels in a dance, a dance of worship. And the melody comes out of the 14th century. Now Bach et al. Is Latin for and others. Bach's not the only one that have set this to music. It can be sung as a Bach chorale. Well, it is a Bach chorale. And I was so surprised to hear that, because I only knew it almost like a dance tune. And then to hear it done in the glorious harmony of Bach and others surprised me. Now I said it's macaronic. I could have macaronic. In German, and in some translations in English, not in this one, where part of the text is in German, and then part of it's in Latin, or in English, part of it's in English, and then part of it's in Latin. All right, this is not the first verse. This is the last verse, because this is the one that the syntax is very simple in this. It would be there's almost no challenge. Good Christian men rejoice. It looks like we've got iambic trimeter. Iambic, each one's an iambic foot, 3 with heart and soul and voice. Yeah, the rhyme scheme is going A. Now ye need not, now ye need, this is different. Now ye need not fear the grave. That's 4. Let's see. Jesus Christ was born to save. That's also 4. And this is dactylic. Croquet. This is different. Strong weak. Calls you one and calls you all. Calls you one and calls you all. There's 4 to gain his everlasting call. Christ was born to save. Now here this is 3. So what's it going? It's going 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Quite irregular. I wonder what the hymnal says about the meter. Irregular is what they say. Irregular. But the rhyme scheme, A, B, B, C, C, and then this repeats. I use the repetition mark here from music. And it says smoothly in quiet time. Well, I had the ad hoc choir sing it lively. This is in triple time. The music is good. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Good Christian men read 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Maybe you'd call it 6/8. It's very danceable. And when I saw that this German mystic danced to it, I felt a little bit vindicated for the way that I tend to interpret it, not slowly and stately, but as a dance in triple time. Well, here's the sentence right here that I'm going to diagram, because I found it a little interesting because the subject has to be understood. This is a period, and so with as ever, you can pause and say, "All right, go ahead. See if you can diagram that." Well, as I said, there's no simple subject. Somebody, it's understood. Jesus Christ was born. He calls. He calls one and calls. So it's in here twice. He calls. But I guess this should be capitalized because there's where and calls. He calls you. Well, that's an indirect object. You. One. That would be, you could actually, in German, you could just say dich. And then, because that's one, and then calls you all, you all. This would be euch. Dich und euch. Calls you one and calls you all, uns, we would say. And why does he call? I guess I would probably bring this together and put it here. It modifies both. That's probably where it should go, but since I don't really have room, I'm going to put it back here. This is a different sentence. To gain his everlasting hall. Why does he do this? To gain, well, to gain hall. His everlasting. Now you could certainly argue that everlasting is not a participle, because is there a verb to everlast? No, there really isn't. I am ever. Well, in any case, if you put that on a straight line, I would certainly say, yeah, that's fine. It's simply an adjective. It's not. Let's see if I have it. Calls you one, and calls you all to gain his everlasting hall. Yes, I have it. And I went back to the ad hoc choir for so that you could hear how it is, lively as a dance. And I think that's it for today. Here, I'll show you one other cat before I go. Come here, Kitty. This is kind of like the underdog. She gets beat up a lot. Her name's Cassie. All right, see you tomorrow.